Learning Goals. Welcome to this learning session on power and authority in medieval Britain. In this course, we shall address Introduction to Medieval Britain, the feudal system hierarchy, barons and their influence, life of medieval peasants, the role of Parliament, religion's dominant role, church authority and wealth, Anglo-French conflicts, war's economic and social impact, King John and the barons, Magna Carta and its impact, Henry III and the barons. There will be a quiz at the end to test your knowledge. The Norman Conquest of 1066, led by William the Conqueror, was a pivotal event that fundamentally reshaped Britain. It established a new hierarchical structure based on feudalism, with the king at the apex. This conquest led to a reorganization of land ownership, replacing Anglo-Saxon lords with Norman elites, and significantly altering the political landscape. The feudal system was the dominant social and political structure in medieval Britain. It was a hierarchical system of reciprocal obligations, with land granted in exchange for loyalty and service. The king held ultimate authority, granting land to nobles who, in turn, granted land to knights. Peasants worked the land and provided services to their lords, completing the pyramid. Christianity played a crucial role in medieval British society. The church wielded immense power and influence, impacting all aspects of life, from religious practices to education and law. The church also held significant land and wealth, making it a powerful political force, often challenging the authority of the monarchy. The seeds of parliamentary structures were sown during this period. While the monarchy held significant power, the need for consultation and consent gradually led to the development of representative bodies. These early forms of parliament began to challenge the absolute power of the king, laying the groundwork for future constitutional developments. The feudal system hierarchy. The feudal system, established by William the Conqueror in the 11th century, was a rigid social and economic hierarchy where land ownership equated to wealth and power. At its apex was the king, who theoretically owned all the land in England. The king granted large estates to his chief supporters, the barons, in exchange for their loyalty, military service, and taxes. These barons, in turn, subdivided their land into smaller units called manors, which they granted to knights. Knights became lords of the manor, providing military service and protection to the barons and their castles. The king granted land to barons. Barons swore loyalty, paid taxes, and provided soldiers. Barons granted manors to knights. Knights fought for barons and protected castles. Barons and their influence. Barons were granted multiple, geographically dispersed areas of land by the king. This strategic distribution was intended to prevent any single baron from consolidating too much power in one region, thereby challenging royal authority. Despite this, the barons collectively held significant power and influence, often forming a powerful political bloc. Their wealth, derived from their extensive landholdings and the labor of their peasants, allowed them to maintain private armies and exert considerable leverage over the king, as seen in later conflicts like those leading to Magna Carta. Life of medieval peasants. The vast majority of the medieval population, over 90%, consisted of peasants who lived and worked in the countryside. Their labor, particularly in farming and the lucrative wool trade, formed the bedrock of the medieval economy. Peasants were broadly divided into free peasants, who paid rent for their land, and villeins, who were tied to the lord's land. Villeins worked on the lord's demesne in exchange for their own small plots, and crucially, could not leave the land without the lord's permission, often facing harsh conditions and a short average lifespan of around 30 to 35 years. The role of Parliament. In the early medieval period, England had no formal parliament as we understand it today. The king ruled with the assistance of his council, composed of his closest allies and advisors, who helped him govern and make decisions. However, this began to change significantly during the medieval period, particularly after the signing of Magna Carta in 1215. Early forms of representative assemblies, often called great councils, started to emerge, laying the foundation for the future development of Parliament and a more structured system of governance. People believed strongly in the will of God, attributing most events, both good and bad, to divine intention. This deep-seated belief meant that the Church held immense spiritual and moral authority, guiding individuals through life's challenges and uncertainties. Church authority and wealth. The Church was an incredibly powerful institution in medieval society, influencing every aspect of life from birth to death. Everyone was expected to attend Mass and adhere to the priest's instructions, which often dictated moral conduct, dietary restrictions, and social norms. Religious leaders, such as bishops and abbots, were often as wealthy and influential as the most powerful barons, holding vast estates and commanding significant resources. The Pope, as the head of the Church, was arguably the most powerful individual in all of Europe, capable of influencing kings and emperors through spiritual authority, including the threat of excommunication. Anglo-French conflicts. War was a frequent and defining feature of the medieval period, with France consistently being England's primary adversary. This tension stemmed largely from the fact that the English king, through historical inheritance, controlled significant territories within France, such as Normandy and Aquitaine, until 1453. The rivalry led to numerous conflicts, including 6 major wars in the 13th century alone, culminating in the protracted Hundred Years' War, 1337 to 1453. These wars were not merely territorial disputes, but also struggles for royal prestige and economic dominance, often involving alliances with other European powers. War's economic and social impact. Warfare in the medieval period was incredibly expensive, placing a constant demand on the king for men and money. This often led to increased taxation on the populace and forced recruitment, causing widespread discontent among both nobles and commoners. Despite the heavy costs, war also presented opportunities. For ambitious individuals, military service could lead to royal favor, grants of land, and increased power, offering a rare path to social mobility. For example, successful commanders could rise from humble origins to become powerful lords, fundamentally altering their social standing. King John's reign was marked by conflict with the barons. This section explores the causes and consequences of this turbulent period. King John ruled from 1199 to 1216. His reign was characterized by significant conflict with his barons, stemming from his perceived tyrannical rule. A major turning point was the loss of Normandy to the French in 1204. This event undermined John's prestige and severely drained royal finances. John's attempts to recover lost territories and fund his wars led to exorbitant taxation. These demands further alienated the powerful baronial class, fueling their discontent. The growing discontent eventually escalated into open rebellion. The barons sought to curb the king's arbitrary power and protect their own rights and privileges. Magna Carta and its impact. In 1215, facing overwhelming baronial rebellion, King John was forced to seal Magna Carta at Runnymede. This historic document was a peace treaty that limited the king's power and established certain rights for his subjects, particularly the barons. Key provisions included the right to a fair trial by one's peers, protection against arbitrary imprisonment, and the requirement for the king to consult with his Great Council before imposing new taxes. While initially a document primarily benefiting the nobility, Magna Carta's principles of limited government and the rule of law laid crucial foundations for future constitutional developments in England and beyond. Henry III's reign faced challenges from the barons. Discontent arose from his governance, leading to significant conflict. Following King John, his son Henry III, reigned 1216 to 1272, also faced significant challenges from his barons. Henry's long reign was marked by his reliance on foreign advisors, perceived extravagance, and ineffective governance. Henry's policies led to growing discontent among the English nobility. The barons felt that Henry was not governing in their best interests and was ignoring the principles of Magna Carta. The baronial opposition was led by figures like Simon de Montfort. They sought to enforce the principles of Magna Carta and establish a more accountable form of royal government. This conflict eventually erupted into the Second Barons' War, 1264 to 1267, a civil war that further tested the limits of royal authority. The war was a direct result of the tensions between Henry III and his barons.
Summary. Well done. You have completed the course, Power and Authority in Medieval Britain. You should now be familiar with Introduction to Medieval Britain, the feudal system hierarchy, barons and their influence, life of medieval peasants, the role of Parliament, religion's dominant role, church authority and wealth, Anglo-French conflicts, war's economic and social impact, King John and the barons, Magna Carta and its impact, Henry III and the barons. Should you need to revisit any of the topics in this course, please use the menu at the bottom of the screen.